Hey, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Amanda.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Kathleen.
And this is the federal election edition of Beyond a Ballot, powered by DoorDash. Welcome to Beyond a Ballot. I'm Hannah Thibodeau, and it is Wednesday, March 26th. Big day on the campaign trail, full of big promises, but also some big damage control, maybe. Let's start with the Liberals. Mark Carney was in Windsor announcing $2 billion to boost the auto sector, but it wasn't smooth driving for him. He was forced to answer questions about his time at Brookfield, being asked about investment funds that were registered in a tax haven, and also about flubbing the name of a star candidate who survived the 1989 Montreal massacre and naming the wrong university. Amanda Alvaro, over to you.
Oh, we're starting off with the easy stuff, huh? First of all, big announcement was obviously in the heartland of the auto sector in Ontario, a $2 billion announcement to help with auto sector competitiveness. And obviously, moving from the East Coast into Ontario, into Windsor. And I think, importantly, really setting up again this frame of him vis-a-vis Trump and taking this monumental issue, the issue of tariffs, and really injecting much needed dollars if he becomes prime minister again into the auto sector. So that was a key announcement. The other stuff, he responded to questions related to Brookfield. He said that the structure of those funds was designed to benefit the Canadian pension plans, like teachers that invest in them. He also said that the taxes are paid in Canada because the flow through of those funds goes to Canadian entities who pay those taxes appropriately, as opposed to paying them multiple times. Listen, that's what he said. I don't know the details of how these funds work. I do know that somebody who has that kind of broad, deep, extensive private sector experience also, by the nature of it, has a lot more that you can dig into and scrutinize. I mean, when you only have a resume that includes working at the House of Commons for your entire career, there's a lot less to scrutinize. So moving from a big career in the private sector to the public sector, you are exposing yourself and opening yourself up more.
What about that star candidate flub?
Yeah, and I mean, that's so unfortunate. These mistakes, they for sure happen along the campaign trail. That candidate was so gracious. She said that people flub her name quite a bit. And I think the Liberals are lucky that she was that gracious. She's an incredible candidate. It's a big get for the Liberals. And I think it's a learning for Carney. You have to be careful. You certainly have to be careful with names. And these are the things that can kind of dog you on the campaign trail.
Okay, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh in Hamilton pitching tax relief, scrapping the GST on essentials like children's clothes and diapers. Kathleen Monk joins us to unpack that, and Monk Singh's rare admission that his party is facing, quote, massive challenges. Ooh, early admission.
Yeah, so on the tax cut, I think it's exciting. We've heard tax kind of policy rollouts from both the two main corporate parties over the last few days. And you see how New Democrats differ, right? They're promising to take the GST off diapers. Why are mothers and fathers paying extra for already outrageously expensive diapers? Listen, I remember my kids are older now. I have two boys, but when they were young, I remember trying to track down the cheapest price, whether it was Costco or Loblaws or you name it. So this would make a real difference. Like a few years ago, they took the GST off feminine hygiene products. These are essentials. They shouldn't be taxed extra. So I think it's a great policy. Also taking the GST off, grocery ready-made meals. As a mom who drives her son to basketball practice and often wheels into the grocery store at the last minute to pick up those hot chicken fingers for him on the way to some sports event, I appreciate this. This is what we need. So I think it's a great policy. I hope it'll have effect. We saw how when the government recently put a GST holiday in from December to Valentine's Day, it actually was the first time we saw a noticeable reduction in grocery prices for Canadians over that short couple month period that they took the GST holiday. So good call. On terms of Jagmeet and our challenges, listen, I'm in Toronto today. I flew in from Ottawa. And as I was flying in from Ottawa, I realized, you know what? It's really dangerous to try to fly without a left wing. Everybody needs both wings. And I have to give credit credit is due. That is a famous line attributed to Alexa McDonough. God rest her soul. She's passed away, but she was a former NDP leader. And it really struck me that it's like we need New Democrats to fight for the things that matter for Canadians. So I know it's day 4 or 5, whatever it is on this campaign. Campaign time is weird. You know, you kind of get sucked into the rabbit hole. It could be 2 weeks by now. Who knows? But at this point, like I think we're going to come back because Canadians are going to realize that we can't give whether it's the Conservatives or the Liberals a majority without having a balance of power for New Democrats to fight for the things that matter.
Over to Quebec, where Pierre Poilievre said a Conservative government would let working seniors earn up to $34,000 tax-free. That's a part of his seniors announcement today. Notably, too, it's his first campaign stop in a riding the Tories already hold. Rachel Siegel on this one.
Yes, and I'm very excited because tonight Pierre is going to be flying to British Columbia, my neck of the woods, and be doing a big rally in Surrey, BC. And BC, as we know, is going to be a very interesting part of this campaign. A lot of Conservative NDP seats. He's going to be on the island later tonight as well. And that's somewhere to watch, as we've talked about a couple episodes ago. That's going to be a big fight for the Conservatives. He was in Quebec. He was talking to seniors. And why did I love this announcement? Because often on campaigns, we take seniors for granted. Why do we do that? Because seniors typically vote. And so they don't really get a lot of policy announcements in overall campaigns. But this one, it was really playing to those seniors that are trying to save for retirement. It's allowing them to have up to $34,000 tax-free of income and just to make retirement and saving a little bit easier for them. So when I heard that this morning, I thought, that's nice. Seniors don't always get remembered in the first few days of a campaign. So a nice announcement from the Conservatives today.
Are they playing defense in Quebec in that area, though?
I think Quebec is definitely in play for the Conservatives, and it's shifted a lot over the last few weeks and will continue to shift. I mean, Mark Carney's made some decisions, for example, the TVA debate and deciding not to do that, how that will play out ultimately in the polls and the divide between the Conservatives, the Bloc, and the Liberals in Quebec, I think will be something we'll have to kind of wait a little bit longer to find out.
Okay, we have a minute for each of you for the campaign call out. Kathleen, you go first.
Well, campaign call out, planes, like my last comment. We're seeing the Conservative plane finally up and running today. It's wrapped. There were rumors that the Conservatives didn't have a plane, but it appeared, whether it be on day 5, it's finally out there out and alive. And actually all the parties are now up and running using aviation. Canada is unique in this. Like, we have such a huge country that all parties need to crisscross to get into every riding, every province. And so once again, I'm going to give a shout out to those wagon masters. That's a specific term we use in politics. That's the person who's the lead on all the tours. Every political party has one. That's the person who keeps people on time and on flight. And so my call out is to all those wagon masters doing all their best today to keep these parties and these political leaders in the air and on the ground.
They were big on keeping reporters on time and getting on the flights too. Rachel, you're next.
Okay, my shout out is to the campaign staffer who created the sign in front of Pierre Poilievre yesterday that said, axe the sales tax on home. And I've been thinking about them for the last 24 hours because I have made mistakes on campaigns like that too. And I'm sure they feel terrible about it. It was not a clear message in front of Pierre Poilievre yesterday. And so I am just giving that person a little extra love today in my campaign shout out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was. I felt bad for them.
Amanda, campaign call out.
I'm not going to give the love, and Kathleen's not going to like this one, but my campaign call out is Tom Mulcair. I think Tom Mulcair is getting more airtime in the last few days than he has in the last few years, but he wrote an op-ed, former leader of the NDP, for those who are unaware, he wrote an op-ed asking NDP voters not to vote NDP. He said, if you can't seriously say you're going to form a government that can take on Trump, then get out of the way and let the real contenders have at it. That would be like tantamount to like Harper saying don't vote for Poilievre or Trudeau saying not to vote for Carney. It's a biggie. and that's my call out. I mean,
Can I do
it's
a
not
call
very
out?
often that happens.
Can I do a call out too?
Do
Or
it,
can I get
Hannah.
a rebuttal? No.
No,
No.
I'm moderating, so I get to have one. Didn't you think it was interesting? The campaign, here's my campaign call out, that Mark Carney followed the exact same playbook in the photograph. Look at it online, standing in front of the Ambassador Bridge, as Doug Ford did in his as well. Exact same location. So take a look at that as well online. Did you guys notice that?
No.
But I'm going to look now.
But that's pretty
They're gonna
common.
look
Like
now.
if you look at their campaign launches on day one, you saw where Pierre Poilievre was, which was across the bridge on the Gatineau side, looking back on Parliament. I mean, Mulcair has stood there, Jack Layton has stood there. Like when you have a good sight line and a great backdrop, lots of different political parties will use it. So kudos again to the tour teams, right? Yeah.
Exactly, to the tour team. And as this campaign keeps moving on, so do we. Catch you tomorrow on Beyond a Ballot.
Thank you for listening. New episodes come out daily, and you can find Beyond a Ballot on Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. A huge thank you to our title sponsor, DoorDash, and sponsors Equal Voice, Page, and Canada Powered by Women for making this election special possible. Speak to you tomorrow.